Hello again. This is Rhonda. Thanks for visiting my channel, Eyes That See with Rhonda. I wanted to get to my part two of a series I was doing on healing from trauma. The part one was, being in the fog and coming out of the fog. My part two is going to speak on, um, well, no, part one was being in. Part two is coming out of the fog and finding my voice. Um, I it took me a while because I don't like talking about experiences from my childhood and my past and how God healed me. But God always put it on my heart that that's what He wants me to talk about. Um, so I do this in hopes that it helps others heal and that it can help them know that they're not alone. I don't do it because I want to share. Because when you go through it's embarrassing. Um, you're ashamed. Um, you've been betrayed in a horrible way as a child. And I was a little kid, little. And then I was a young woman and a teenager. It's not, I don't like it. I don't like to talk about it, but God has given me grace to help me um, process and heal. But I can't sometimes to explain things. I have to go back and think about like see the things, and I don't like that part. So I don't like to talk about it, but I want to help um anyone else that's gone through this. So it's for God's glory, and God gives me the strength to be able to speak um for others that don't have a voice, because some people always keep the secret and it stays with them until they pass, and they hold on to that bitterness, that hatred, that hurt, and then they get angry and they stay angry with God, and they never realize that God is there and he can heal them. You just have to bring those burdens to Him. So when you are a child, you naturally trust your parents, you naturally trust your family. You think that they have the best intentions for you because you're a child, that's all you know. You don't know that there's a wickedness and an evil and bad things that come about the people that are supposed to love you. And um, I think alcohol might have played a part in my abuse, like when I was younger. I think when my dad, he was a great man, but when he would drink, um, he just turned into somebody else. Um, and we're all scared. And he was abusive. And I think bad stuff happened in the war too. Maybe, because he went through the war. I think he used to have like nightmares and things. Um, so I love my dad. So it's a very weird thing when you're a child and these things happen to you, and it's with yeah, because you love them. You love them because they're your parent, and they're a side of them is really really good to you, like play, fun, happy, loving. So that's the stuff that's like, yeah, that makes sense. That's love. That's what you know as a kid. That's what it's supposed to be. Then there was a darkness, almost like a monster that they became, and it was just very confusing because you love them, but they're not supposed to do those things. That's not supposed to happen. And where do you go? What do you do? Um, that's your family. Are you gonna break up the family? Are you gonna tell? And if you tell, you know, are they gonna believe you? And then I think they know because it. I don't know. Well, I, things happen, and there's bad things that happen sometimes. Um, and like I said, I kind of pushed it aside and dealt with it. And it just became something else because I'd see everybody else's, my friends' parents, things like that, and I was like, that's how it's supposed to be. Okay, cool. Nobody's coming in their room at night, and yeah, that's good. So I just wanted more of that. So I just tried to, you know, imitate that kind of life. I made it up in my head, like I made up in my head that that's what I had, and even if my reality was something different, because it was. um, and my relationship with my mom, I want to say now that I'm older and I did speak out with her, she's very reluctant. My mom is a narcissist. I love her, but um, it's never her fault. Um, she never acknowledges anything, any of the abuse in the household. Um, I think she acknowledged it to me one time and told me she would go to therapy with me. And then she kept blaming me, like, why didn't I tell her? Why didn't I tell her? And I said, I'm pretty sure you knew. And I was a little kid. And then she did tell me one time when I was in maybe middle school, fifth or sixth grade. She took me to the doctor because I had some type of dirty woman's disease, which I didn't know what that meant. I hadn't even started a period. I didn't know I was a late starter. And see, some things I block out. I think they call it dissociation. So a lot of things, when it would be bad times, I would go away. Like somebody else would take that. That wouldn't be me. I'd go to a good place. So a lot of it I wouldn't quite remember, um, at all because I didn't want to. So I only remembered the good, stuff. Like I switched off, if you call it that. I think they have a name for it, like dissociation or something like that, like personality dissociation, or your mind kind of fragments out because as a little kid, you're only you're God makes little kids to be innocent and enjoy life. They're not made to have to go through and suffer through trauma. So our little minds just we can't absorb what's happening to us with somebody that's supposed to love us. So it kind of cracks off. So we just become different pieces of a puzzle. Um, and that's how we kind of go through life, just broken off a bit. Nobody really, the pieces don't really interact with the other pieces. So I never really wanted to know or sought out understanding that. But when everything kind of fell through, and it was really a very odd situation. I was married, and oddly enough, there was some movie. I used to buy these bootleg movies at like the DVD place, and for some reason I played one, and it was strange. It was like a dad, but he was abusive, and there was like running water or something, and he wanted the daughter to take a bath or something. And then all of a sudden, I just got this weird vision and started remembering stuff when I was a little kid, and I just thought, that's weird. Why would I think about that? This movie's weird. So I turned the movie off and throw it away because it made me mad. It made me really mad. I was angry. Um, Mad that I even saw this movie. I was like, this is a terrible movie. Why would some weirdo do stuff like this? And I just couldn't stop thinking the running water, the bathtub scene. Like, why do I feel like I remember this? This is strange. And then other stuff started coming. And literally, it was like, the faucet turned on, and all the memories started flowing. And I started freaking out because I didn't want to remember that stuff. And it seemed like it was so vivid, like it was happening. And I was like, this can't be me. This is not my life. I'm not remembering this. What's wrong with me? I must be crazy. So I really thought I was going insane. I called my sister. We never really talked. And I told her because I was just like, could this have happened? And she just got really quiet because I was so young. She's like, you were so young. She's like, you remember? And I just started bawling because I remembered so much stuff. And that was the beginning of where I started realizing this really happened to me. Um, and it wasn't right. Um, I didn't really know what to do about it. Um, but I wanted the memories to stop. I didn't want to think about it because I had life going on. I didn't like it. I didn't want to feel that way. So I went to therapist, and literally I told the therapist, whatever this is that got turned on, turn it back off. So whatever you need to do to box this up, throw it in the bottom of the ocean, give me that technique so I can get on with my life because I don't have time for this. And she was helping me with these coping mechanisms, like breathing exercises, because I would start getting like night terrors at night and panic attacks. Like, it did not stop. And that really didn't help. Um, I just started praying to God a lot. Um, and I just started reading the Bible and asking God, am I crazy? Am I gonna go crazy? Can you make my mind right? Can you heal me? And and that's when God told me that it was true, but He loved me and He would heal me if I trusted Him. Sorry, and sorry about that. So if I trusted Him and gave all of it to Him, I would have to go through a process where He would take me through it step by step. And I said, I don't want to do that part. I just want you to heal me. Like just fix it, God. Just like I don't want to think about this. Just fix it. Fix my mind. Fix my heart. I'll do whatever, but I don't want to be taken back there. I don't want to go back there. Like I don't want to go to the beginning. I just want it to end. So just take it, God. And He said, "No, I have to take you through it so that you'll know and you can get stronger and you can help others." So I cried a lot because I didn't want to go through it, but I trusted God. So He took me through it. And when I tell you it was the most painful thing I've ever had to, no amount of, and I tried, I drank a lot to try not to think about it. I drank a lot. And at times I thought about maybe it'd be better for my kids if I wasn't here. But it was so hard. But I learned through facing it that I could heal from it. Um, and and I acknowledged to myself because I think I was in denial. What happened was true, like God told me, and I forgave myself because I was so mad at myself. I was angry for years at the little child in me because she was so dumb, and I was just so angry at her for letting it happen to us. I was so mad that she didn't protect us or speak out or scream. So I dealt with that anger. And that anger just bottled up in me, and I didn't ever want to face it. And I never wanted to forgive that little girl. I was so mad at her. I was so mad at her. But God made me see that because she was actually the strongest one because she was there to deal with it. That little girl in me. She was the one that took all that pain. And she did what she could as a soldier just to stay so that the rest of us could heal and the rest of us could be okay. And all she wanted was love. And she did the best she could because she didn't know any better. It took me so long to forgive her, but I did. And I'm so sorry that it took me so long because I do love her, because she's part of me. And without her, we wouldn't have gotten through. And she did the best she could. God showed me. She did what she knew. And she was very brave. She was very brave. So it took a lot out of me, and I don't like to talk about it. But God wanted me to talk about it because there's a lot of you out there that are just like me. You hate yourself. You hated your younger self because she didn't protect you. It's not her fault. She actually did the best she could, and she was brave. So I want you to know you have to forgive yourself. God wants you to forgive yourself. All of you. Forgive yourself. Because He loves you and she's part of you. Forgive her and heal. It's hard. I know. It's a lot of things to face. I know. But it's necessary because you're strong. And that little girl in you was so strong. We just never wanted to acknowledge it because we suffered so much. But forgive her. Forgive yourself. That's step number one. And I know it's going to take a minute. And I know it's hard. So acknowledging the truth, that was super hard. Forgiving myself was super duper hard too. And then I had to forgive the people that hurt me. That was honestly not as hard as forgiving myself because I naturally love. Like, I naturally have this heart that loves, so it wasn't hard for me. I always am gonna love my parents. I'll always love my family. I'll always love them. Always love. I don't wish harm on anyone, and because things happened to me as a child, things happened to me as a teenager, and as a young adult too. I was abused more. Like I said, I think it's sometimes it's something you wear that you can't see it, but it's visible that you've been through some things. So it's like vultures. Men can kind of sniff that victimization on you, and they just know, oh, this person, she's a good mark. She's been abused. But I can smell the low self-esteem on her. I could smell the trauma. I could smell the daddy issues. I got this one. And you're ripe for the picking. And I was. So I was in bad situations, and I've been hurt by other men a lot. Um, but I forgive them too, because if I don't forgive them, God won't forgive me, and Lord knows I've done horrible things in in my life. So I want forgiveness too, and I want to be free. I don't want those people that hurt me to have a hold on me. So I chose forgiveness as God told me, and it's it was easier than forgiving myself, I'll be honest. And so I hope that helped. I hope that reached who it needed to reach, but just know it's steps to it. It doesn't happen overnight. If you're watching this, it's because it's time. God wants you to take that burden off your chest, off your shoulders that you've been weighing for. It's probably been weighing you down for decades. You got it. And men too. This happens to men as well. That sin, that secret, that shame that you harbor, that you hold on to, it's been weighing at you for years, and it's eating away. And it's time to take that burden, remove it, and ask God to help you heal. And He will take you through it step by step. It's hard though. It's hard because you have to You have to go back and you have to acknowledge what you know happened. It's hard. It's so hard, but it's possible. God will give you strength. He will take you through it. He'll make you stronger, and he'll give you peace that you've never had before, peace you can't have with any drugs or alcohol or women or men or partying. He'll give you peace. He'll fill that void because there's an emptiness. I know it because I had it. There's an emptiness, and only God can fill that, and he can help, and he will help you forgive yourself. He will help you. He helped me. He'll do it for you. So I just want you to know that you're not alone. It wasn't your fault. And you survived. You have to understand how incredibly blessed we are to survive and come out in one piece. And look at us. We're here. We're not only here. Glory to God. I still have my wits about me. God gave me back my mind. He restored my soul. He restored my heart. And even though I have the memories and I know things, it's not so. I can't sleep at night. He gives me peace. So it takes it. So I don't have to remember the harsh things anymore. I get covering because God is so gracious and merciful to me. So I want you to know God is merciful. He has grace. Just come to him, lay it at his feet, give it to him, and he will help you. He will heal you. He can change your heart and change your life. He did it for me, and he's way better than any therapist ever, because therapy could never fix what was going on. That was God. So I wanted you to be, I wanted that to go out. I pray that it reaches who it was intended to reach, because this was, ooh, it's hard to speak out. But I pray that it helps who it was intended to help, and I pray that it encourages you and inspires you to take those steps. They're hard steps, but they're necessary steps in your freedom, because Christ wants you to live an abundant and full life, not plagued down with with these this trauma. It's not for you to have to carry no more. God says you can let it go and give it to him. He wants to take it from you. So God heals. I want you to let him heal you. And I also want to leave you with Psalms 91. Anytime you are having the nightmares or you cannot sleep or it gets to you, I used to have really bad night tremors. Psalms 91 for your protection. And I want to read that in closing here to you because I want you guys to know that. And if you need to say it every night, which I do, I recommend saying it every night. It gives you angels to protect you and keep you. And it's the secret place of the Most High. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come near thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. They shall tread upon the lion and adder, the young lion and dragon shalt thou trample under feet. Because he hath set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation. That's Psalms 91. I recommend reading that. if you have any problems at night. And it's a wonderful prayer. It's a very strong prayer. And I also speak out because Satan took enough. You know, Satan, he lives in our fear of, you got to stay quiet. You got to keep it quiet. I hate him. I hate Satan and what he's taken from me, what he's taken from my friends, from my family, from people I love. I hate that he wants to make us bear the shame quietly. And I'm not. I wanna turn the lights on, remove it, show the truth. We don't have to sit silently anymore. We don't have to sit quietly anymore. We can be healed. God will heal us. We can speak out. We can speak up. God is with us. It's time that we fight back and we rise up and we heal together. So until next time, please, if you have a comment, please like, share, subscribe. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, you guys take care and be blessed.